Yeah, I've seen enough. Cavill handled those back shots better. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. What's going on, guys? We're back with another YouTube video. So as you guys know, the Superman movie is coming out next month, and as each trailer for this movie drops, the hate for this movie becomes more and more insane and unhinged. Now, here's the thing. No one is saying that you have to be interested in this movie, right? That's not what the argument is. Because people love to make insanely stupid statements and arguments online, and then when someone tries to refute that statement or gives evidence that contradicts what was said, instead of giving a rebuttal, they'll try to reframe it as, I can't have an opinion. No one is saying that you can't have an opinion on the movie. No one is saying that. It is completely fine to look at something like a teaser or a trailer and just be like, it's not for me. At the end of the day, everything is not going to appeal to everyone. That's just kind of an objective truth because there's so many people and everyone's different. Now, there's a difference between that and then being so hell-bent on making a movie look bad that we just start throwing nitpicks and criticisms at the movie that don't even make any sense to try and tear the movie down, which is basically what's happening here. Now, we kind of all know where all of this hate is coming from. It's mainly from hardcore Snyderverse fanboys that just can't accept anything new. And here's the thing, I understand it. I understand to an extent why Snyder's version of DC has its fans. Like, Man of Steel was a pretty good movie, all things considered. I liked seeing Kal-El's character development throughout the movie, learning about his alien heritage, learning what it means to be Earth's protector, while at the same time having to embrace and accept the ugliness of humanity's flaws. His whole story arc, I think, was pretty well written. His first flight scene is a literal masterpiece in cinematography. Like, I still go back and watch that scene sometimes just because of how well shot it is. Now, I do know people weren't a fan of Superman killing Zod, which I didn't necessarily have a problem with him doing that, because from what I remember, and people can feel free to correct me on this, but Superman, like, even though he does have a no-kill rule for the majority of situations, there are exceptions, like with Doomsday, that show he will kill if it's absolutely necessary. So I don't see this as like a violation of his moral code or anything, because he does it as a last resort when Zod becomes an imminent threat to the people around them. Now, should they have done something like that in the first movie, though? Nah. And I think that was part of the main issue with this version of Superman, was that it got way too dark, way too fast. Like, Snyder's movies overall lacked any real sense of hope or optimism, which is quite literally the essence of Superman's character. The whole point of Superman's character isn't the flashy abilities or him throwing people into buildings. The whole idea of Superman is that he's an avatar of hope. Superman without hope is essentially not Superman. That's what separates him from characters like Homelander and Omni-Man. So that's why having him kill in the very first movie just wasn't received well by the casual audience. However, I do understand why Zack had him do that. It was to humanize him, and we especially see that with the scream after the fight, which is why I don't understand why these same fans of the Snyder movies are screaming at this scene from James Gunn's movie that shows Superman getting healed after a big fight. When the solar rays are healing Superman's broken bones and ligaments, it's a painful process for him, but it essentially serves the same purpose. This is literally done to humanize him, to show that even with his outwardly abilities, he can still feel pain and other humane traits. It's the same thing with the dog scene. A lot of fans are screaming about this for no reason, saying that Krypto beating on Superman is some kind of attempt to emasculate his character, when in reality, dogs play fight and roughhouse with their owners all the time, even when the owner may not necessarily be in the mood for it. So Krypto doing this to Clark is meant to be realistic and relatable, not some humiliation ritual like some people are making it out to be. I've even noticed with the recent trailer that haters are even turning some of their backwards criticism and nitpicking towards some of the side characters, saying that James Gunn apparently ruined Hawkgirl and compared it to the version of Hawkgirl in the Justice League show, when first off, this isn't even the same version of Hawkgirl. While the one in the Justice League Unlimited show is Shayera Hall, this is Kendra Saunders. This is the younger reincarnation who is usually shown to be less mature than her other counterparts. And even if this was Shayera, I don't see how her cracking a joke is out of character, since even she cracks jokes and is playful with other Justice League members in the show from time to time.
What?
I missed the dress.
You didn't miss it last night. Anyway, it didn't seem like the right outfit for an archaeological dig.
And then Green Lantern seems to be getting some weird criticism as well. There was this one tweet I saw that was saying Green Lantern doesn't make constructs out of thin air, and this somehow got over 10,000 likes. When if you've read any comic or played any of the Injustice games or seen the shitty live action movie, you would know that's literally how a Green Lantern ring works. It creates constructs by using willpower to manipulate matter. In other words, they do in fact create constructs out of thin air by thinking about it. Why the hell does this tweet have so much upvotes and engagement for being wrong? That's beyond me. So yeah, to summarize, people are saying that, James Gunn fans aren't willing to accept criticism, but a lot of this criticism is just nitpicking and people looking for shit to be mad about. While it is unfortunate that Cavill's Superman never really got a chance to develop and grow, y'all shouldn't be taking it out on James Gunn. It's fine to just appreciate both iterations of Superman. We don't need to drag one down to prop the other one up. And while I will agree that Snyder's Superman looked better visually, at the same time, visuals aren't everything, and there is a reason why that universe came to an end. This time, DC seems to have learned their lesson and are focusing on making a captivating Superman experience instead of just trying to compete with Marvel. Now, of course, we can't make statements on the quality of the movie for certain until it comes out, but at the end of the day, even though I do have some minor criticisms myself, I do hope the movie is good, unlike these people who are just looking for excuses to hate it just off of a 2-minute trailer. Criticism should be to improve media, not drag it down. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. I know it was a little short, but let me know what you guys think. If you like what you see, be sure to like the video, share, comment on the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.